And welcome again to another episode of Main Street Sports here. We're here with Coach Steve McFarland from the Festus Lady Tigers. Coach, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Got the
Awesome, awesome.
computer up and running all right, so I'm good.
Yeah, great, great. We'll take a look at the Festus Tigers at a glance here from last season. 15-8 overall record. They took second in the JCAA Large School Conference. Fell to Sykeston in the Class 5 District 1 quarterfinals. And you lost six players to graduation, including some Main Street Sports standouts. Emily Holt, Josie Allen will be returning though, and also Kinsey Benak. Coach McFarland, how many seasons does this make for you now, coaching the Lady Tigers?
This will be my fourth season with the Lady Tigers.
All right, and what keeps you coming back each year?
I don't know. No, the guys that I've talked to before and all that have retired always tell me, well, I got tired of going to practice, or I even had one tell me I got to where I didn't like the games because of the intensity and trying to get players in and stuff. I don't have any of that. I enjoy the practices. I enjoy the games. I enjoy the kids. Um, I have a little bit of a drive to go to practice and all, and it hasn't been bad. Haven't. I mean, we've had a little bad weather at the end of each season, but I haven't had to drive in bad weather. It's just not been a hassle. It's been fun, uh, and I just like I say I've enjoyed it. So and uh, this year I thought about last year maybe not coming back, but I have two senior guards that have been with me all 4 years now. Actually, Josie, I probably worked with her since she was in fifth grade, so that had a little drawing power to it also.
Well, we're certainly glad you're back for another season, Coach. And if you would just take a moment and kind of briefly recap last season for the Lady Tigers.
Well, I thought we had a real good season. We started out strong. We joined the Fountain City tournament for the first time last year. We won that. Um we went to the Christmas tournament down at Central, and we won two of three games in that tournament. Um, we had a little slump uh, in January, dropped a couple games in a row, which we didn't do quite very often last year, uh, and then bounced back and played pretty well. Um, the end of the season, we had some bad weather, kind of disrupted the practice schedule for a little bit. So we didn't finish quite as strong as we'd like to. Uh, I think we dropped a game to Pacific that we thought we could have played better, but we didn't have much practice time coming into that. And then we ran into Sykeston in the district tournament. Sykeston had a girl that if I'm not mistaken, went Division One, but uh, she was quite a player, quite a handful for us. So overall, we had a real nice season, and like I said, we lost a few key players that we need to replace.
Absolutely. We just begun the basketball practice season here, and based on this year's roster, what do you hope to accomplish with your athletes in terms of preparation prior to the opening tip-off against Northwest on December 8th?
Well, we had a really strong JV team. We had as good a JV team as anybody had in the area. So we have several girls from that coming up. A couple of them uh, got some minutes on the varsity last year at different times. Um, so we feel like we're really strong at the guard spot, and our younger girls just need reps at what they're doing, and everybody playing together. Which we did a lot of that over the summer. So we kind of see our dynamic has changed. We're utilizing our quickness and speed. I think we're a little bit better shooters, So mostly right now, going into that first game is just getting everybody on the same page, so that they're not running into each other. When we're going to make a cut or a screen, or just getting organized and getting on the same page.
Well, and to that end, Coach, we talked about you graduating some important producers on your team. One of the things that stands out for me in the loss of to graduation of Emily Holt were her talents for steals and rebounds on your team. So, who do you think will step up and fill the void left by her in those areas for you?
We have a junior, Sierra McDonald, that played the post on our JV team. She's probably a little quicker than Emily was. Uh, we're hoping, she'll get in, and she's not quite as tall as Emily, but we're hoping she'll get in, block out on the board. She's a real good athlete. I think she throws a javelin in track, plays the outfield in softball. We think she'll step up for some of that quickness that we're talking about. We also have a freshman girl that's really quick in Eliza Skaggs, that she may be the quickest girl on the team right now, and she's been looking to get some playing time. And then we have a couple of sophomores that are going to fit in nicely in that spot with Elizabeth Skaggs and Jersey Latham.
Coach.
Well, and Ray, I was going to say that leads you right back perfectly into your next question.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. Are there any incoming freshmen? Any incoming freshmen that you project to have key roles on the roster this year?
Yeah, we have two incoming freshmen. Like I said, Eliza Skaggs is a small power forward right now. She's very quick, very athletic. Has been working. She can shoot outside. She's been working real hard on getting better at it. And then we have a guard that will probably have to step up for and help Josie out some in Olivia Madden. Both of them played with us this summer and have really made an impact with our other teammates and stuff. So we look for them to both make an impact on this year's team.
Well, and Coach, we look forward to seeing some of those young players and seeing the Lady Tigers play this year. We're very excited about the start of basketball season, but I want to ask you a question that I like to ask veteran coaches. You've been at this for quite a while. Has your coaching philosophy changed over the years as you gain more experience, or do you focus on the same priorities?
Well, I think we focus on the same priorities. The thing with high school as opposed to college is you have to make some adjustments with your game plan according to the players that you have. On the college level, you can have a program, and you go out and recruit players to come in that fit the needs that what you need. I get things all the time, emails from colleges saying we need a forward that can do this or that, and so you recruit people that can do that. In high school, you have what you're dealt, and so you have to be able to take your program and adjust it. Like say this year, we're not quite as tall as we were last year, which last year we weren't tall in our starting five by any means, but we were, we had a couple that were 5'9", flirting with 5'10", where this year we won't be that big. But our overall team quickness is a lot different. So, we're working on styles of offense that utilize more speed and quickness, more cuts, dribble drive, that sort of thing than we have in the past.
Well, Coach, we appreciate the time, and thanks for catching up with us, and we're looking forward to some Lady Tigers basketball.
All right. Look forward to talking to you again.
That is Coach Steve McFarland from
Absolutely.
the Festus Lady Tigers. Welcome again to another episode of Main Street Sports. We have Coach Jason Therrell from the Festus Tigers coming in here, the Festus men's team. Coach Jason Therrell, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Really good, really good. We'll get you going here real quick here. Taking a look at the Festus Tigers at a glance. 21-6 overall, 7-0 in the conference, and you were the JCAA large school champion. You fell to Cape Central in the Class 5 District 1 championship game by 1 point. You lost 5 players to graduation, including our Main Street Sports standout, our main guy, Cole Rickerman, man. Eric Roos, Connor Westhoff, Cole Rickerman, all those guys, they're all out now. Cole was the large school player of the year, and you return Armad Branch. And we'll just ask the quick question here real quick. Briefly recap the highly successful, we feel, season your team had last year.
You did a great job on the recap right there. You hit all the key points. Those 5 seniors that we lost were great players for us for several years. They were super enjoyable to coach. I feel like for the most part we maximized what we could with those kids and had a really fun and enjoyable season. Like you said, we lost to Cape Central in a really, really highly contested district championship game. And it was just an enjoyable experience to coach those kids. And, you know, they're moving on to bigger and better things, and we're ready to go this year.
Well, Coach, speaking of that great game that you had there for the district championship with Cape Central last year, and getting within 1 point of the state quarterfinals, do you feel like that gives your team a little extra motivation this year, you and your staff both, to succeed?
I think that, I would say so. I mean, it was just a really, really good atmosphere. It was a great experience for our school and for our team. And I think when you get in situations like that, it just motivates you to get back there. It just motivates you to work harder. It motivates you to give these kids the same experience if possible. And, in our district last year, there were so many really, really good teams, and you had to be at your best to even get to the spot that we were in. And I don't think that that's going to be any different this year. So it's a real challenge. And, yeah, it's exciting to try to give these kids that same opportunity if possible.
Coach, you got some pretty big holes to fill here with losing all those seniors last season. Will you need to adjust the offensive and defensive packages you run to reflect the change in personnel?
I think there's 2 ways to look at that. I think that, yes, there are some holes to fill from last year, but we can't really focus on that because if we didn't have holes to fill, that would mean that we weren't very good last year. And fortunately, we do have holes to fill because we had quality seniors. And so that's a good way to look at it. But I think the biggest thing defensively, there's going to have to be some changes probably. We had Eric last year and Demarion that offered some real size and athleticism on the back line. And Cole, in my opinion, was one of the best defenders in the area, if not the best, in terms of being in help position, rebounding the ball really well, and guarding multiple positions. So when you don't have a couple of those things, there's probably some adjustments that need to be made. But I feel a base of what we do is still going to stay the same.
Well, and part of that too is having, in my opinion, a stockpile of players coming up. And from what I've observed, Coach, and correct me if I'm wrong, I've seen an increase in the numbers of players in the boys program over the past few years at Festus, and last year you were able to field 3 very successful teams at the high school level: freshman, JV, and varsity. What steps have you taken, and have you actively, you and your staff, gone out and tried to increase those numbers in those 3 programs and developed that culture there at Festus? And how has that worked?
Well, I think that, Festus is a pretty good place to work. And I think that we have really good kids here at our school. So I think some of that comes naturally, and I'm lucky to be where I am. And then I think some of that comes from younger kids seeing older kids have success. I think if you come to a basketball game and you watch Cole Rickerman or you watch Armand Branch play basketball, that's probably exciting to kids, and to watch those and, want to emulate the things that they are doing. The one thing that I would say about those group of seniors, besides their talent level, is that they also some of the most coachable kids I've ever had, and did it in a very respectful and good way. And I do think that our JV and freshman teams saw that last year, and that's a positive for us moving forward.
Awesome, awesome. Are there any incoming freshmen or underclassmen that'll help make an impact on the varsity squad?
Well, it's really interesting. I have a lot of family members this year in our program. So, we have Hayden Bates, obviously, was a really strong contributor to us last year. His brother is now a sophomore, Hunter Bates, and I anticipate him being a part of the varsity team. He's a really good player. I will have Dante Bridget, who is a junior, who plays on the football team. His brother is a sophomore, Deshaun Bridget, who also plays football. Both of them could contribute to us. And then Armad Branch has a little brother, Leonte Williams, that is an exciting young player. But there's other good young players in our program. I can't say for sure who will contribute to the varsity at this point, but we will have some options.
Well, to that end, and we touched on it a little bit, that extra motivation that your team and the coaching staff might have to get even farther this year and possibly get a district championship, Coach. To that end, have you set goals yet with your team? And do you let the players set the goal, or is it a combination of the coaching staff and players? What does a successful season look like this year for you, in your mind?
I appreciate that question, because I think it's a really good question. I think that, like last year going in, it was a combination of coaches and players. We had a successful season the year before that, and I think the players had some real things in mind that they wanted to accomplish coming into last year. And as coaches, we kind of agreed with those things, and it helped make for some common goals. This year, I don't really know exactly, because we're just off to a little bit of a late start here. Our football team is still playing. We haven't had a full team together yet at all. Like you said, we have a lot of new faces. I think a successful season for us just looks like competing the same way that we did last year, bringing a good defensive mentality every game, bringing a good attitude, treating each other the right way. And it's hard to say what level of talent we're going to have on the floor compared to last year. So we'll just have to see how that goes.
Well, absolutely. Well, we appreciate you catching up with us. Appreciate the time, and we're looking forward to the Festus Tigers basketball season.
Can I put in a little plug for our alumni game on December 17th?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Yeah, so at 5 p.m. on December 17th, we're going to have a Festus High School alumni game, and we got about 20 to 30 guys already committed to that, so I think it'll be a pretty exciting game for us. So hopefully a lot of people can come out and watch as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll come on out to that game and support the Festus Tigers. Coach, thanks so much for being with us again. We appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
That is Coach Jason Therrell from the Festus Tigers.